to the Chokeslam Wrestling Report on Twitch. It's also going to go on YouTube. Today, we definitely going to talk about certain three little topics that I saw online, and I think it needs to be brought to people's attention for all the IWC community. First of all, we're going to talk about the Zelina Vega situation. As you guys know, last Friday she was let go. The reports were that she was told to shut down Twitch, and she never did. And only that, she went and opened up an OnlyFan.com page. I guess McMahon was not happy about this, and according to what I read today, it was a breach of contract. It's funny that it came as a breach of contract when that was never on the contract to begin with. As we all know that the contracts that these people had already, but I'm sure that they didn't mention nothing about them having a third party, either social media, YouTube, anything that she needed to be in the contract. So WWE just came up with this. As you well know, somewhere in the beginning of September, they did announce that they wanted everybody who had a third party, YouTube, Cameo, Twitch, that they needed to shut it down because their claim was that they things were being spilled. When we all know that before this Cameo, before YouTube, and all the nonsense that we had heard in the past, you know, leagues are gonna get leaked regardless of what happens. There's no, they don't have to be through YouTube, don't have to be through Twitch, you don't have to be through any of that stuff. It could be leaked through employees. They know other employees from other promotions, but WWE was using that as an excuse. So they decided that, oh well, we're gonna make sure that all you guys turn your stuff off, get shuts off, or else you'll be breaching of contract. When we all know there's no breach of contract. So Zelina Vega's situation got even worse, supposedly. So 10 minutes before she actually decided to, actually before they announced that she got let go, she had put about something about unionizing, which I don't agree because there's a lot of wrestling promotions that can't afford to put guys in unions. So, places like Ring of Honor, Impact. Anyway, so things got worse, and the reports keep coming in over during this past week. She did thank WWE and all the friends she made over there. She did thank Andrade because she was waiting for almost a year and a half, whatever. And but she also mentioned something about the narrative was twisted. So we don't know the real story behind her being let go. She says when she's ready, she will bring it up. But the question is, does WWE right now open a can of worms that it should never ever open? And the reason I'm saying that is because Andrew Yang, out of all people, was contacted by WWE superstars when WWE announced that they were making these wrestlers shut down Twitch, Mix, YouTube, all the social media outlets. And Andrew Young went and took it to another step further when he went and exposed WWE on CNN. Andrew Yang had already had a mission to make sure that these wrestlers get compensated the way they're supposed to get compensated, because WWE does a lot of shady business. They're making a lot of money, and as of today, I think they made a partnership deal with Capital One. I could be wrong, but again, they're making money. But meanwhile, they're trying to keep the whole locker room in the back with pretty much being stressed out, which is nonsense. The morale is low. Yeah, you got your Alexa Bliss and I got 3.5 years still left in my contract. Seth Rollins, who does whatever the hell he wants. And here's another thing that was brought to my attention, and that was, how is it that your wrestlers cannot use any social media outlets at all, but yet Undertaker can have a cameo worth $1,000? And that stuff, again, they kind of contradict themselves. They only do stuff like that for favoritism. And it's a problem. So Zelina Vega was escorted out last Friday from the Amway Center. McMahon did not even want to talk to her. So what was it that had McMahon that pissed off that he actually had security escort Zelina Vega after 3 months ago? He said she reminds me of Stephanie McMahon. All of a sudden now, Zelina Vega is not that sweetheart that you thought it was. So, I mean, WWE opened a can of worms on this. They opened a can of worms. And the reason I say that, see, if Donald Trump would have won the elections, WWE was still going to do whatever they wanted because Andrew Yang didn't have no power to go to Congress and kind of investigate Vince McMahon and his little shady business, whatever. Now it's a whole different story. Joe Biden won the election. Now Andrew Yang is going to make that move, and if he gets a position, you best believe that WWE is going to get brought in Congress hearings for their shady business because under their contract it says that they have independent contractors, which is not true. None of them are independent. If there was independent contractors, they could go anywhere they want to. They're independent contractors. And the fact that you now, all of a sudden, now you want to lock everybody's YouTube channels and Twitch and where they make a little revenue through because of this pandemic that's going on, now you like, no. And the minute this happened, that they closed everybody down, with the exception, of course, of Paige and Zelina Vega, WWE went to Twitch and made a deal with Twitch. Now everything goes through them before anybody opens up a Twitch account. Goes to show you the morale, and a lot of wrestlers have left, and they tell you what WWE is all about. They don't care. They only care about making money. They don't care if their employees are disgruntled. They're under contract. They can't go nowhere. I'm sure there's a lot of wrestlers in WWE that are dying to go to AEW. But like Jericho said in the beginning of AEW, not everybody will be picked to go to AEW. I mean, but there's other promotions. You got Impact. You got Ring of Honor. You got New Japan. But the way it looks like right now, WWE just opened a can of worms, and I bet you that 2021 they're gonna have so many problems. It's not even gonna be funny. They're getting lawsuits from investors. Their stock hasn't even passed $50 since last year. I mean, they were 100 like this time last year. They're not even nowhere around that, which is very sad to even talk about. It's horrible. So, and speaking about WWE tonight, there's rumors going around that Rhea Ripley may be one of the competitors on a SmackDown Women's team because they still need 2 more women for this Sunday Survivor Series. And the Survivor Series female situation is getting worse and worse by the day. On the Raw side, they added Lacey Evans and Preston Royce, whatever her name is. They took out Mandy and I forgot the Dana Brooke, the catering girl in the back. So they took them out, and this is a garbage ass team that Raw has. So there you got Nia Jax, who don't know how to protect the wrestlers, and you have the Shayna Baszler, who is a good wrestler, but other than that, there's nothing else that they have. There's nothing else that they have. So that Rhea Ripley being part of that, SmackDown still need one more girl. Who are they gonna bring in? We don't know. The men's Raw team they got a good squad, but there's bickering. I think this is all set up, and I think they'll beat up SmackDown. Matt Riddle, I believe, there was rumors going around, which I don't believe it because people put stuff on Twitter and it's not true. And I went around looking for it. They were saying that the Fiend was part of the Raw. Nah, I don't believe that. This is so garbage. I believe that the Fiend is gonna pop out on when the Undertaker is introduced somewhere down there, and Undertaker's gonna end up wrestling the Fiend at WrestleMania, and that's gonna be the end of the Undertaker by the Fiend. So that could be checked. Also, so let me talk about something else. This Louie Benson situation with AEW. Now, this Louie Benson claims that he was bullied. He was working under a company that does, media for AEW, and they decided that they were going to use this Louie Benson to do the countdown, do media stuff, whatever. He did 4 tweets, and in the 4 tweets, he claims that Cody Rhodes and AEW pretty much bully him. More AEW because they didn't want him around Cody, because Cody felt that he was a stalker fan. So I'm hearing. I mean, I bumped into it last week, and I wasn't sure of it, and I wasn't sure of it, and so I decided, well, you know what? Let me look into his Twitter account, because I had a conversation with somebody earlier this morning about this, and then all of a sudden, during my little investigation, I saw that he had tweeted Cody in 2018 where he mentions about going to a barbecue and that he couldn't wait to taste Cody's meat in his mouth. And after he posted that, instead of him deleting this, he left it there. And then he said, "Oh, that didn't sound right." Well, there was a lot of people that said he was odd. His behavior is odd. Did he mean it in any crazy way? Is he a stalker fan? I don't know, because now all of a sudden, you know how these wrestling fans are on social media. The people did investigations. They found him, you saying that if he calls everybody the N-word, will he be considered racist? And it's stuff like this that you have to question. Was this guy really had, he had this job and he had an opportunity to work with AEW and work close to all these wrestlers, and then all of a sudden he blew it because he wanted to be a jerk off? You know what I'm saying? Or say stupid things like what I just saw on the 2018. Now, if you go to his Twitter account, his is blocked. He don't want nobody seeing his Twitter account unless it's people that he knows. So what are you hiding? That all of a sudden now you block your whole Twitter account. No one can see it. Because you're telling your side of the story, but we don't know the other side of the story. There's 3 sides to a story. Yours, theirs, and the truth. And there was a lot of stuff coming up saying that he was homophobic. There are texts being put out online. They are his. I mean, Ringside News reported that he had, he pretty much said some homophobic stuff on his Twitter account. That was also exposed on Twitter. I mean, can it be? I mean, people could do some stuff online, but I mean, why you close? If you got nothing to hide and you want people to feel sorry for you, you will not block your whole Twitter account. Were you getting lambasted by a lot of these people that were questioning you because that he did 4 tweets and it was a rambling stuff that didn't make no sense. If you was getting bullied, why you stood there? You said that you moved 8 hours away from where you live to work with these people. I know for a fact if I'm getting bullied by somebody, by my job, I'm not working there no more. Actually, I'm suing their asses. That's what I would have done. So why would you stay there? And they're telling you, no, you can't be in the same room that Cody, and you claim that Cody high-fived you because he saw you with a shirt. If Cody don't want to be around you, he won't high-five you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he felt, maybe let me give this guy a chance and whatever. He still kept acting creepy. Who the hell knows? And if you're looking for pity, Twitter is not the place to get sympathy, because they're not. They're gonna bury you. They're gonna eat you alive. They're gonna question you. They're gonna question everything. And that whole 4 tweets that were God knows how many pages long. You talking about what happened to you, and they gave you credit for one thing, but then they tagged you something online, but then they didn't want you commenting. It does not make no sense. It makes no sense. If I'm getting credit for something and you tag me, that means that you want me to react to it. It doesn't make no sense. So there's a lot of loopholes in his stuff. A lot of loopholes that does not make no sense at all. You know what I'm saying? And if you decide to do things online, or you take a naked picture or do something stupid online, it's never going to go away. People will find it. That stays online. That's what Google search engines are. They will find everything. I could probably search a picture of me from 2004 from a picture I took years ago, and it will pop out, because that's part of the Google search engine. You cannot put nothing online without these people. There's people right now, they probably see me right now and they're saying, look at this goofball doing a podcast because they got nothing better to do. And those same people that probably make fun of me, make fun of other podcasters, whatever, they are right now waiting for a story to come out through social media so then they could do a little research because they think they're detectives. But Mr. Benson, you just put your foot in your mouth. I don't believe anything you're saying. I think you're just looking for clout because if you was real, you would not close down your page. I mean, there was women out here in the Speak Out movement, and they had their Twitter account open, and they got lambasted by a lot of wrestling fans and whatnot, and they kept their internet open and open to the public. Why you not? Why you close everything down? What are you hiding, sir? What are you hiding, sir? And that's the thing that you got to question. Yes, maybe AEW probably was kind of hard on him because maybe he was doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing, or the company he worked for that was working with AEW were like, listen, you need to back off and give Cody some space because you being a mark. Okay, and believe me, I go to wrestling shows, or when I used to go to wrestling shows, and I see all these wrestling shows, and I see all these wrestling fans in there, and some of them act like a mark, like they've never been home trained. And I'm gonna keep it real, because that's what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna go Google Gaga over a wrestler. I take in pictures with wrestlers. I show them respect. You know, it's cool, but I feel good because I took a picture with one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm not gonna go far as to be a stalking fan. Look at Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville had a guy who was playing to kidnap her. You know what I'm saying? You had that. So I don't understand like how these people. I don't trust no wrestling fans now today, especially ones that are home and are all into the internet and don't. You know, you got your wrestling fans that love wrestling and they show it and they comment whatever. Then you got those stalker fans that think that now they become family members to the wrestler. No. I mean, I'm not close to wrestlers, but I know wrestlers that me and them, we vibe like Danny Limelight. Danny Limelight, he be on Instagram and do live. I'll check up on me, hey, what's up, whatever. I'll say what's up to Papa Esco. I'll say what's up to Hank Flanagan. I'll say what's up to Danny De Niro or whoever. But I'm not gonna go and, you know, be a mark and be stalkering. And who knows if this guy was doing that? Because like I said, it's three sides to a story. And there were people that were taking his side and saying F Cody, F this, but you don't know. He's telling you his side of the story. Why you waited all this time? A year? A year you stood there taking that abuse. So what that shows me, you know? And yes, sometimes people say, oh, this is my dream job. I don't want to lose it. Whatever. There's a barricade where you got to say, okay, enough is enough. But you went and stood there for a year, and now you want to come and tell the story of that they bullied you. Okay? They bullied you. Not that they picked on you or they made your job terrible, whatever. They bullied you. They tell you to get out. Don't be in the same place that Cody Rhodes was in the room. Isn't it kind of odd? And a lot of people don't believe him. I mean, and like I said, if you went now blocked the public from going into your Twitter, you're hiding something. Because if you're not hiding something, you would have not closed it down. You would have took the brunt or whatever, because you knew what you was doing. You knew what you was doing when you decided to do this. You knew you was gonna get people who will take Cody's side, and Cody has a big fan base. You know Cody's fan base was gonna come after you. You knew what you was doing. You tried to play victim. You know what I'm saying? Or what's your intention to play victim? You know? And I read the whole 4 page, and a lot of it has a lot of loopholes. Didn't make sense to me. And the minute I read it, all 4, I was like, this doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right at all. So, you know, you stood there and took abuse. They told you to go to the next room, that you had to ask permission to go to use the bathroom. What? A grown ass man, you were telling, oh, can I use the bathroom because Cody? What? Didn't make sense to me. Did not make sense to me at all. So, anyway, guys, this is it. This is it for this podcast. Again, I'm doing this through Twitch live. This will be getting loaded to YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys, and you know, check out the other videos I have there. I've done a couple of Monday Night Raw reviews. I have other videos I've done from the past. Got a bunch of stuff in YouTube and Twitch. Of course, I'm going to continue to be doing this because it's like building my brand and trying to get some fans interactions or whatever I need to do. But it will be cool to get, you know, some followers on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? It's about expanding the brand, and this is what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna try to do as much Twitch as I can. Whatever big news comes through as far as wrestling, because this is, I mean, I know this site is mostly for gaming, whatever, but this is my Twitch, my side to do my part. But maybe some guys want to check it out. Also on my YouTube channel, again, guys, you see I'm on my iTunes. The reason I got iTunes there is because I got my audio podcast called the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and any audio podcast that you guys like to listen to your shows. I got an audio podcast that I put on Sundays and Thursday. Sundays my wrestling news and rumors that I do, and then on Thursdays the AEW Dynamite review that I do on Thursdays. I'm also on Unhinged Sports Network. That's unhingedsn.com. You guys can check that out. My shows are on pretty much on Fridays and Mondays. Monday, I believe, is from 12 to 1. Friday is from 1 to 2 through airtime.pro. Again, that's unhingedsn.airtime.pro. So you guys can check that out. So I'm all over the place. You can check it out. Again, I want to thank you for listening to me. I want to thank you. If you guys want to leave a message, you know, your feedback or whatever, you can leave me messages on my YouTube. Leave me comments there. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell for every upload. So I'm all over the place. So guys, thank you once again. I am the Ultimate One from New York City. This is the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, and I will see you guys on Sunday through my audio podcast, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Have a good day.